There's a 4-year window that opens the year you turn 60. The year you turn 64, it closes, and it never opens again. While it is open, the government will let you put more money into your retirement account than you have ever been allowed to put in, and more than you will ever be allowed to put in again. Nobody has to tell you the window opened. Your employer will not announce it. Your account statement will not flag it. It simply opens, sits there, and expires. And there is one wrinkle in how the window gets measured that quietly costs people one of those 4 years. Not a month, a full year, gone. Usually without them ever finding out it happened. So here's the question to sit with before I give you the number. If your window is open right now, how much of it have you already spent? Hi, I'm Warren. I am not a financial advisor, and I am never going to pretend to be one. I do the homework on the retirement planning rules and show you what I find. And out of everything I have dug through, this window is the one I most wish someone had shown me sooner. So here's what I'm going to do. I am going to show you exactly where the window is and what it is worth. Then I'm going to show you the 2 ways people lose it without ever knowing they had it. One of them is a date almost everybody gets wrong. The other one is a lock, and it is on your own account. And there is a decent chance it is on yours right now. Stay with me for the second one especially. It is the reason some people do everything right and still walk away with nothing. Before the window, you need to know about the door it is built on top of. Because most people over 50 are already standing in front of an open door and have no idea. According to the IRS, in 2026, most people can put $24,500 into a 401k. But the year you turn 50, the IRS hands you something extra. It is called a catch-up contribution, which is just a plain permission slip to put in more than everyone else. That permission slip is worth another $8,000 a year on top. That is $32,500 into one account. If you are over 50 and didn't know that, stop right there. You just found the first lever, and it has been sitting there unused since your 50th birthday. Now hold that number, $32,500, because in 4 specific years, it does not inch up, it jumps. And they are not the years most people would guess. Thanks to a law called Secure 2.0, in the years you turn 60, 61, 62, and 63, that catch-up leaps from $8,000 to $11,250. That pushes your total in a single account to $35,750 a year. That is the most this system will ever let you save. Not the most it lets you save right now, the most it will ever let you save at any age for the rest of your life. 4 years at that level. That is the whole window. Now, one thing I want to be straight with you about, because a lot of videos get this wrong. When the window closes, you do not lose everything. At 64, you drop back down to the standard $8,000 catch-up, the same one you had at 59. What you lose is the difference. $3,250 a year of extra room times 4 years. So it is not a cliff. It is a ceiling coming down. And it comes down on a specific date. Which brings us to the thing almost everybody gets wrong. Ask most people when this window closes, and they will tell you the same thing. My 64th birthday. That is not how it works, and the difference is worth a full year of contributions. Here's the actual rule, and it is simpler than you would expect. The IRS ignores your birthday completely. It asks one question and only one. How old will you be on December 31st of this year? Whatever that answer is, it governs the entire year, all 12 months of it, retroactive to January 1st. So if you turn 64 at any point in a year, that year does not count as one of your 60 to 63 years. Not part of it. None of it. Let me make that concrete. Say your 64th birthday lands in November. You spend 10 months of that year still 63, and you get no extra room for a single one of them. Because come December 31st, you are 64. The window did not close in November. It closed the January 1st before it. And it does not matter where in the year your birthday falls. Turn 64 on December 31st, and you still lose that whole year. The date on your birth certificate is irrelevant. The only thing that matters is your age when the year ends. That is the wrinkle. That is how people lose an entire year without ever finding out it happened. Now the good news, because this rule cuts both ways. Turn 60 in December, and you do not have to wait for December. You are 60 on December 31st. So the higher limit was yours from January 1st. The full amount, not cut down, not prorated, for a birthday you had not even reached yet. So the window does not run birthday to birthday. It runs January, 1st of the year you turn 60, straight through December 31st of the year. You turn 63. Go pull up a calendar and write down those 4 years. That is your real window, and it is probably not the 4 years you had in your head. Now, the second way people lose this. This is the one I told you to stay for. You can be standing dead center in your window, with the right age and the money ready to go, and still find the door bolted, because your employer is not required to offer this. The higher limit for 60 to 63 is optional. Congress made it available. It did not make it mandatory. Your plan has to have actually adopted it. Some have not. Some adopted it and never told anybody. There's no notice for this either. You will not get a letter saying your plan skipped it. You will just quietly max out at the ordinary $8,000 and never know you left $3,250 on the table. So here is your one task from this whole video. Call your plan administrator or open your benefits portal and ask one question. Does our plan allow the enhanced catch-up contribution for ages 60 through 63? That is it. One question. If the answer is no, ask them to add it. Plans do add it when people ask because it costs the employer nothing. If you are wondering why I go this deep into the fine print, here is the honest answer. I am just a regular guy who got worried enough about my own retirement that I started digging into the actual research so I could stop guessing and start knowing. That is the whole channel. If that is what you want to, subscribe and settle in, because there is a lot more of this coming. And that is still just one account. Stack an individual retirement account on top, an IRA, and that is another $7,500 plus $1,100 more once you are past 50, which means a couple in their early 60s, 2 workplace plans and 2 IRAs, both inside the window, can legally move an amount into retirement savings in 4 years that most people assume takes 15. That is the part I want you to hear. Not that it is easy. It is sitting there, and the room exists. But there is a catch, and it is the obvious one. Knowing the limit is useless if you cannot find the money to fill it. And if you have been looking up how to save money fast, you have already been fed the wrong answer about 40 times. Forget the coffee. Skipping small treats moves your retirement by inches. You cannot latte your way into $35,000. The real money is hiding in 3 places: your housing, your car, and your interest. Those 3 line items are where the big, boring, repeating dollars live. One decision on any of them frees up more in a single month than a year of clipped coupons. Now I want to be careful here, because this is where generic advice does damage. Refinancing is not automatically the answer. If you locked in a low rate years ago, refinancing could cost you money, not save it. Run your actual number before you touch it. But the pattern holds. Look at what you owe on your home, what you are paying to drive, and what interest is costing you every month. That is where the money to fill this window comes from, not the coffee. And if you want to see those 3 numbers laid out next to everything else, that is exactly what the free retirement gap worksheet does. It walks you through what your life actually costs, what your guaranteed income already covers, and the honest space between the two. No account, no advisor, no spreadsheet. 10 minutes. The link is in the description. Because here's the thing about that gap. Once you can see it, you can size it. And this window is the biggest legal tool you will ever have for closing it. There is one more thing, and it changed this year. So even people who do everything right can get ambushed by it at tax time. Starting in 2026, under that same Secure 2.0 law, if you made more than $150,000 from your employer last year, your catch-up contribution has to go into a Roth, which means you pay the tax on that money now instead of later. For a lot of people, that turns out to be quietly good news down the road because it comes out tax-free at the other end. But if it catches you by surprise in April, it stings. So find out which side of that line you're on before you set a single dollar aside. It is a 1-minute check, and it is the difference between a plan and a surprise. So here's the takeaway. Being behind is not the end of your story. The people who feel furthest behind are very often the ones with the most room to move, and the most room to move fast, if they are ready when the window opens. Ready means 3 things. Know your 2 calendar years. Confirm your plan allows it. And know where the money is coming from before January 1st. That last one is the hard one, and it is the whole reason I built the worksheet. Link is in the description. So tell me, how close are you to your 60 to 63 window? Already in it, a few years out, or already past it? Drop it in the comments. And if you are already past it, say so, because the next video is built for exactly that situation. And I want to know how many of you there are. If you are 5 years out or less, this is the thing to start planning now, not later. Retire. With Warren is retirement facts, not fear. No hype, no doom, just the rules that actually move the needle on your retirement. If that is what you are after, stick around. Take care of yourself, and I will see you in the next one.